I'm betting in the usual thing that people do in the market. For instance, people usually buy something when the price is going up, diba? Parang yun yung common. That's the common behavior of people in the who play in the stock market. Oo, umaakit yung pera ay umaakit yung presyo nito, baka mahuli tayo. Ayan, bili na tayo ganyan. Me, I don't buy something because prices are going up.
Hi everyone, we are back for another very, very special treat. I think this will be the best episode for 2021. We have your favorite, Salve Duplito of Salveses, joining us in the show. Salve, how are you? Welcome back.
Ang sarap, it feels like coming home. Because nga, ito ang nagsimula, yung channel ang nagsimula ng Salveses. I'm really, really happy to be here.
Ngayon, masikat na yung channel mo. Sobra na, parang...
Hindi, no, joke.
Already. Smiles away.
Hindi, huwag kayo maniniwala kay Marvin. Mabait lang talaga sa akin yan, kaya ganun.
Okay, I want to start this portion of the video talking about we're now in the 9th month of the year. We never expected that the Delta variant would be this big. Yes. That we would be in a lockdown again, or at least we never actually left. Meron ba nagbago in the way you started to invest? Kasi last year when we did a year-end episode, you were mentioning ito yung style mo on how you're investing. Did something change, or are you investing in something new as well?
I'm stubbornly focused on value. I'm as boring as you can get, Marvin, when it comes to, especially in the stock market, when it comes to the stock market, I'm very conservative. I'm a contrarian. I don't even look at the TV every day. I don't even look at the numbers every day. As long as I believe that there's value in what I'm buying and I know when I need it, then I can go about my day, look at my children, take care of my dogs, and take care of my business. So that's when it comes to stock market investing. The bonds, alam mo naman it's programmatic. So there's always a portion of my portfolio that's into bonds because that reduces the overall risk as well, right? But when it comes to starting the business, I think that's how I've changed a lot. As you know, may pagka baliw-baliw ako, nagsimula ako ng negosyo bago mag-lockdown. So when I started that, I really didn't expect that the pandemic will last this long. But I realized that because there's a need for our services, actually mas malaki yung need ngayon for financial education. A lot of companies, we don't even have to market our services. We get inquiries every day. Paano kami makakatulong sa iba-ibang companies, how to provide financial education, customized modules, peer-to-peer learning. Ang daming mga bagong trends in the learning environment. And I think that's in the area of entrepreneurship, doon ako medyo risk taker. Okay, very much of a risk taker.
So does that mean also from the start of the year, when you start yung deployment ng capital, medyo nag-taper off ka sa stocks, medyo nag-taper off ka sa bonds also, not as much?
It's still programmatic. Talagang nakaplano na kasi talaga. So I think I was able only to increase my investments in the entrepreneurship scene because I had more income than I initially programmed for. Pero yung constant pa rin yung investments I have, as you know, index fund investing is my favorite because again, that's just automatic. It's not my investment style, is very chill ka lang. Okay, eto na program ko na, tuloy-tuloy lang yan. And even in terms of index funds, stock market, same. There was a lot of cash in the beginning of the crisis that I've already deployed since we started. Alam mo yun, di ba nag-usap tayo dati
and
na
I was
looking
when
for.
She says extra cash, sobrang daming cash yun. Parang hindi natin mararanasan sa buhay natin. Yun yung mga cash.
Joke! Joke. Si Marvin po yun. He's describing himself. Ayan. So, before the crisis, I was long on cash kasi nga hindi ko alam kung I think I wasn't happy about the prices at that time. I don't remember anymore, but I was long on cash, and then I was able to deploy that during the time since March last year until now. Tuloy-tuloy lang siya na nakabili ako ng additional for my stock portfolio and then property also.
Pero may nagbago ba dun sa stocks na gusto mo last year compared ngayon, or is it still the same? Is it still the same stocks? Kasi ano rin context, parang last year, di ba, if for people watching this, if you remember, November, December, when news came out that the vaccine was there, then we started to reopen more. Yung Philippine market, we started to really push, and yung mga stocks that are not considered stay-at-home or essential stocks, yun yung nag-start.
Pumalo.
Oo. Yeah. So ngayon, what's your take on all of this, and what did you do?
Meron akong mga stocks na very contrarian that I added. So, nadagdagan. Kung yung dati sabi ko sa'yo, medyo boring ako, Meralco, ganyan. Kung ano yung mga usual stuff na gave a lot of wealth to a lot of people, yun lang din at tuloy-tuloy lang siya. But during the crisis kasi, syempre, you look for value now. And there were some things that I added to my portfolio na medyo contrarian. People wouldn't think of putting money in them, I think. Pero I believe in the long-term prospects, so pinasok ko siya.
So, just to go in a deeper dive in that, para sa mga taong don't know what contrarian is. When you say contrarian, you're betting against the Philippine economy, or what do you mean by that?
No naman, I'm betting in the usual thing that people do in the market. For instance, people usually buy something when the price is going up, diba? Parang yun yung common. That's the common behavior of people in the who play in the stock market. Oo, umaakit yung pera niya. Ay, umaakit yung presyo nito. Baka mahuli tayo. Ayan, bili na tayo, ganyan. Me, I don't buy something because prices are going up. I don't buy something because it's being talked about in ANC. I believe that when people start talking about it, it's late already. Parang the time has gone past the acquisition stage kasi people are talking about it already. I like quiet stocks. So that's what I mean by contrarian. This is as you know, the Warren Buffett, Phil Fisher type style of investing na laging sinasabi ng mga tao, ay naku, luma ng style yan. Wala nang naniniwala dyan. Hindi ka kikita dyan. Kikita ka lang dyan kung merong $50 billion, diba, na runway, ganon. Pero I'm stubborn Marvs. I'm stubborn. I don't believe in speculating. I just believe in the value that I see. If it's cheap enough, I like the price. Even if it's not making money now, I will buy. That's what I mean by contrarian.
Does it also follow that? So for people watching this na they want to filter it out sa Philippine stocks, does it mean that ito yung mga bagsak ngayon na hindi gumagalaw? Is that the correct way to look at it?
Not necessarily. Meron kasi mga bagsak na hindi gumagalaw kasi pangit talaga siya. 'Di ba? Alam mo 'yun, 'di ba? Yung kaya siya bagsak kasi hindi talaga siya naka-pivot, hindi talaga siya naka-recover. It's not managed well, there is no innovation, so the product remains the same. It's not going to work if you buy that because in the next couple of years there's no value to the company. But there are stocks na mababa ngayon kasi hindi pa naniniwala yung mga tao na there's value there. But if you look at the books, you look at the product, you look at the management, you look at how the company itself is reinvesting its earnings in the improvement of its products, and you believe that in 10 to 20 years that's still going to be bought by people. You know, if they see the competitor in one side of the street, they'll go to the other side of the street just to buy this brand. That's what I'm buying kahit na mababa at hindi gumagalaw.
Is it sectoral, meaning like let me give you an example. Parang malls right now, they're hit. So parang even the big branded malls that have a large recognition that they have very, very good management, systemic, natama talaga lahat ng malls ngayon. Hindi lang malls, airlines, gasoline stations, etc. So the ones that are highly affected in the pandemic.
So I don't think like a fund manager. The fund managers look at industries, and if they think that parang naniniwala sila na mistakes can be made by whole industries or even whole markets, and I don't believe in that. There are malls now, kunwari airlines, you don't Sino bibili ng airline? Eh, di ba? Wala nga lumilipad. 10% lang yung mga taong bumibili na. I mean, I bought tickets but I'm not using them because I'm still scared of the virus. So, everybody would think na airlines, wala namang ano dyan walang kikita dyan. There's a very cute case to be made for an airline company that I believe will still grow, especially because naiwan niya na yung mga competitors niya now.
That's a very good point kasi yun din gusto ko tanong, no. Sa media, sa TV, yun yung lagi tanong, what are your sectoral picks?
Agree.
Laging what are your sectoral picks now?
Just to defend my friends in the media, it's the easiest question to answer. And because also when we are given, kunwari, ako, ginagawa ko kasi, before the media interview, I talk to my sources na, okay, boss, kumusta negosyo mo? Ikaw, di ba, ginaganon ko. Pag ini-interview kita, pre-interview na kita. So, sometimes you get fed information and you know already the question you're going to ask so that you can get that information. But you know, yun nga siguro one of the things that I want to teach your viewers today is be careful when you listen to media interviews about the stock market. Kasi of course, they will pander to what they think will look or sound good on cam. So don't base your investment decisions on some analyst talking about a particular stock on TV. It's good to be informed. You should listen, you should watch, you should take notes. But don't base your investment decisions on those interviews.
Mm-hmm. I like what you said, no? It's something very different that you said that I don't analyze my stocks based on like a fund manager. I look at it differently. Now, follow up on that for those who are watching this. Mukhang Salve is leading onto something that I can actually do myself. What should they do? What should be the thought process on narrowing that? Kasi nung sinabi mo yung airline, feeling ko alam ko na yung sinasabi mo kasi isa na lang naman din talaga siya. So, hindi naman madali na lang manaro down. So, parang TV station, mawala yung competitor mo, di ko yung matitiran. Mataas talaga dividends mo this year. So, how can people look at it also? Or what could be their approach to find out companies like that?
Okay, very important is to know what you're buying it for. Alam mo ko, Marvin, per stock that I have a one-pager. Nakalagay doon kung para saan ba tong stock na to. I don't think a lot of investors actually do this. This is the Lola side of me. Finding out, okay, itong stock na to para to sa retirement. Itong stock na to, ibibili ko to ng bahay. Itong stock na to, ibibili ko to ng ganito. Ito for the health, ganyan. Therefore, in one particular stock, you understand what is your time horizon for it. This is not a nice, andito yung pampakute lang. Meron talaga siyang purpose. Alam mo kung ano yung time horizon mo. If it's 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, 20 years, then you understand. And therefore, the nature of the company and the cash flow and the leverage that it has and the kind of management that it has should fit with your particular goal for this company. Para sa akin, that's what works. Hindi ako nako-confuse. So, kahit na bumagsak yan, when the things that I've written in the paper have not changed, I don't need to sell. Kahit na bumagsak. In fact, pag super baba, you know what I do. I buy more.
Actually, last year, I thought that hindi tayo babalik sa strict lockdowns ulit. But going where we are now, we've done it several times already this year. And then, given that there's more variants coming out also, and even though there's a lot of people vaccinated, mukhang mobility is still lacking. What should people's approach be also for the next quarter or the next 6 months? Should they be more conservative still? Similar to what you mentioned, that opportunities are there. Yung magandang company, maganda pa rin siya. As long as willing ka lang maghintay because they're battered. Or should they be aggressive also, thinking that baka it might not be as cheap as this anymore?
There's a magical a combination of aggressiveness and being conservative in our financial lives. Conservative in the sense that
see, ang dami ko natututunan na bago. There's magical combination, guys. Sulat nyo to. Okay, magical combination. Let's do this.
Oh, kasi you have to revisit again your finances. Parang doktor, 'di ba? When you go to a doctor, chine-check yung pulso, chine-check yung everything, yung kulay ng mata, everything. You do that with your finances every 6 months. Conservative in the sense that make sure you have 12 months worth of expenses. That's the conservative side of me. It doesn't have to earn money. That might be a lot of cash if your lifestyle like Marvin's is like $500,000 a month. Then you have $500,000 times 12 just sitting there. That's the magical conservative side of me. And you know what that does for you, Marvs, and for all of your viewers out there? Hindi ka mapipilitan maglabas ng stocks sa stock market ng palugi in case you have emergency. If some, health-wise, it's very difficult now. Nobody knows who's gonna get COVID. In the last couple of weeks, I've taken care of a lot of people who have been positive. Naghanap ako ng hospital bed, naghanap ako ng tangke in the middle of the night. And it's just very difficult to deal with all of these things if you are worrying about your finances as well as your health problem. Si Marvin Guermo, guys, hindi yan mamomroblema kasi limpak-limpak yung Bitcoin yan eh.
Na-confuse niya yata ako yung 500 na glamorosong lifestyle. Si Randall Chokson yun. Ako, I haven't bought anything this pandemic. Actually, wala. I try to think about, pwede kong gastos? Wala akong nagastos sa past 16, 17 months kasi hindi naman tayo lumalabas din.
Hoy, may mga budol finds ka kaya, nakikita ko.
Ay, hindi sa akin yun, hindi sa akin. Yung sa akin personal, wala
masyado.
Napunta sa blockchain.
See, but that's still investment. So there, on that side, there's the conservative side. But you also have to have no fear when it comes to deploying cash for growth. So when you have that, you're secure. And the extra money beyond the emergency funding, that's what you use to look for all of those things that will give value to you and build your wealth. And have no fear kasi in every problem, there's an opportunity. In every crisis, there's money to be made.
So does that mean that it doesn't matter what the current climate is also as long as your buffer is generally okay also?
That's the contrarian side of it, Marvin. I have a lot of friends who are now deploying cash crazily. Yung isang kaibigan ko, hindi ko na sabihin kung sino, hindi ko alam kung manonood siya nito. Pero yung isang kaibigan ko, they started buying a pharma company kasi, some parts of their business, hindi masyadong kumikita, some kumikita, but they've been into businesses left and right, and they're buying stocks in the stock market like crazy. But one of this pharma company, binibili nila, and now they're one of the major shareholders because they really believe that this company will make money. So when the fearful, I remember I told you this during the last interview, cash combined with courage in a crisis is the one thing that will really make wealthy people in this country. Remember mo yan nga, sila Henry C., sila Go Kong Wei, they made money after the war. The war! Diba? Namulot ng kung ano-ano. They started their companies. SM was started right after World War. So, which is, di ba, yun yung mga times na takot pa yung mga tao, pero marunong kasi sila mag-invest habang lahat ng tao takot.
I'm curious on this, and I know this is more of your personal take also right now. Index fund battle. Would you be more bullish in deploying more into Philippine index funds versus say the S&P 500? What's your take on that?
Mahal ko ang bayan ko, so syempre Philippine PSEI, but I'd also diversify. The other part of the securing your finances, first medical insurance. Now, I know that that's not strictly speaking an investment, that's an expense, but that's also one of the things that people need now so that they can invest their money without fear. Kasi kung wala ka nun, ang laki ng cash na itatabi mo for hospitalization. COVID, pag maraming mga at kasamang iba-ibang sakit, 2 million, 1.2 million ang ang hospital bill.
Would you suggest that they put specific funds sa mutual funds, sa index fund, pang hospital bill talaga for payment later that may happen in the future?
Ako, wag yung mga beta. Yung mga index fund, siguro possible yun. Pero that's also risky pa rin because the sickness might happen at the time when the market's really down. What if inabot ka ng bagsak ulit ng 4,000, di palugi ka na naman.
So preference right now, Philippines pa rin.
Over.
Time horizon for that. What would be your time horizon for Philippine index funds right now?
From what I have seen, 5 to 8 years still work. If your need for funding is 5 to 8 years, pwede pa. Of course, over time, the returns go higher. Kasi yung volatility goes lower. So, pero yung minimum for me, 5 years. So,
2021 ngayon, there are a lot of people who entered equity funds 2017, 2018. They're in it already 3-4 years and they are down.
Yeah.
What's your advice for them? And this is not everyone naman, but the broad market, kaya nga sila nag-mutual funds, equity funds, kasi hindi na talaga nila inaral eh. As in, lagay lang ako, tapos nakakita ko ng projection na 30% yan pag every year, ganyan. Tapos, then looking at it now, parang, but ganito, I'm actually down still. What's your take on all of this?
Tinitrigger mo talaga ako, Marvin.
Hindi naman.
Alam mo naman ako, nakaaway na ako ng mga ng mga nagbebenta ng mutual fund na nagbebenta, fino-focus dun sa 1-year return. Kasi may mga years talaga na nag-60%. Ang First Metro, nag-60% yan in 1 year. Pero mga 30%. So talagang binibenta nila yung mga tao as if saying that it will have 30-60% return every year on the year. And I'm sorry, but that's not true. For somebody like, ako, 25 years na akong nakabantay sa merkado, di ba? May mga taon talaga na babagsak talaga yan. Kasi that's just the nature of the beast, the business cycle. Everybody has to understand this. All investors should understand there is a business cycle. Whether you're talking about brick and mortar businesses or stock market, listed stocks, or Bitcoin, there's a business, there's a cycle, di ba? Marvin, in Bitcoin, in crypto. Ikaw na lang magkwento niyan. There is a cycle and you have to understand this so that you realize na pag nag-i-invest ka, wag ka mag-expect ng return every year na kapareho ng the previous year. Right? So you have to stop this short-term horizon investing because that's the riskiest.
So, what would be your parang payo word of advice for people that are down right now? Add some more, double down, top up, shift your fund, or cash out na lang and then go to a safer investment. What would you tell them?
Stay invested. Kung wala kang emergency fund, dun ka muna sa emergency fund. Kung puno naman yun, sige lang, invest ka lang, babalik din naman yan sa taas.
And I think this is something that I noticed we all want the return we all want the gain. Pero when you are in the midst kasi of yung drops, dun siya nagiging mahirap dun siya nagiging emotional It's parang it's hard to say na okay lang yan, iwanan mo, long term ka naman. Pero pag nakita mo yung sweldo mo na inipon mo na yung napagalitan ka ng boss mo tapos gusto mo na bumili ng phone, na hirap na hirap ka sa trabaho mo, pero in-invest mo tapos to see it na down ka, parang that's what makes it harder I think for a lot of people also.
Yeah, and this actually creates the trends in the market because it's 'di ba, pag a lot of people are depressed, the market goes down some more. So this collective depression of everybody is exactly what is called by Mr. Market as the manic side of the market. And I understand what you're saying. It's really difficult. You will have to go against human nature. So, ang gagawin mo, ang suggestion ko, pagka nag-a-anxiety ka na because you're down 30%, so yung 10 million mo, 7 million na, sakit nun, di ba? Imagine mo yun, naglaho yung 3 million mo. Masakit talaga yun, Marbs, di ba? Para lang love yan. Ano na naman tayo. Yung dati nakakasampung bouquet ka sa isang taon, 7 na lang. Di ba? Iyak ka na, di ba? Pero you can't be faulted for that. That's human nature to feel the loss more than the gain. Mas masakit pag natatanggalan ka ng pera kesa mas masarap pag nadadagdagan. So, that's really just part of human nature. I think the solution to that is not financial. I think the solution to that is knowledge. So you study some more. Instead of looking at your stock market portfolio, look at your books. Doon ka muna magbasa. Join groups of people who can provide emotional support for you. Call Marvin Guermo, di ba? Makipagtsikahan ka doon sa mga marurunong mag-invest in those people who really know what they're doing. The solutions are not financial eh. Because if you're trigger happy, you know what happens then? If you've studied everything, your conviction, as I remember telling you before, your conviction is not on the price. But your conviction is based on the value. You know that this will make money. You know that it's just having a hard time now. And you understand this, diba? So, instead of being sad about the fact that it's down, you're happy. Because now you can buy it on sale. Pero this doesn't work if you did not make your due diligence. Kung ang conviction mo lang ay umaakyat, tapos biglang bumaba, di syempre mawiwindang ka nun, di ba? Kasi walang basis yung analysis mo. Presyo lang yung analysis mo. Still believe blockchain is the future. I believe that it is going to change a lot of businesses, a lot of industries, even governance. It's going to change. A lot of the things that we're going to do in the future will be affected by blockchain, the technology.